In all our years, both at HSN, we've never had a chance to do this together.
This is unforgivable.
What?
Can we talk to the bosses here, like the powers?
Well, it took Alice.
It took Alice
the Looking Glass to make it happen.
Yes, and we're so happy. And I'm so excited because I worked basically a year and a half on this collection.
Did you?
So important this was. We've been working and in secrecy almost for about a year and a half. And this sums it up. In this hour, you have the possibility of owning one piece of a limited collection. And this limited collection doesn't even, limited edition doesn't even tells you how important this is. This is a collectible item that will never be repeated again. Never. And I mean, when I say never, I mean like I cannot even legally make another one for my own store, for my mom.
Oh, wow.
I can't.
Interesting.
So this is very important. We have like a really limited edition collection. And when I say limited, we have like few pieces.
Like, literally like 50, 60 or something like that. But and by the way, you've got the choice of the hematite tone or the rose tone. You get the chain along with the pendant. And we should point out, this is so important to understand, these are hand carved. Each one has been made by hand, like all of the cameos that you bring to us.
Absolutely, and that's the most important thing because they look so, you know, fairy tales. The collection, first of all, let me tell you, I'm honored that I was selected by HSN and Disney to design a collection inspired by such a iconic movie. It's I mean, it's just going to be aired tomorrow. It's premiering tomorrow, and it's already an iconic movie for the next generations. And so to design a collection inspired directly by the movie Alice Through the Looking Glass. You know, it's a great honor for any designer. But remember, this is not just a fashion jewelry collection. These cameos are made the same way, the same cameos that I've been showing you for the last 15 years. They're just different, and they're just very iconic, I would say. Very, you know, great sense of humor in a way, but highly collectible. Have you ever seen a hand-carved Italian cameo with a rabbit?
I know, and this is the White Rabbit is a huge part of the movie.
It's a huge part of the movie.
Really important
and it's carved to the best. I mean, I really, you know that I carved cameos myself since I was 15 years old.
Right?
I'm a 6th generation, but I, you know, on this I said I need my best carver. So I asked Pietro, who is my best carver, and I said, Pietro, I know you carve cameos that are worth like $10,000, but I need the best of my masters for this because this is an important occasion. So we have like a very, very limited collection of this incredibly ingenious cameo
the White Rabbit
that you
from
will
the movie.
You will cherish it forever. Just remember, it looks so perfect, but it's not machine made. It's still hand carved by one artist. It's still hand carved in Torre del Greco. It's still your made in Italy cameo that you cherish, that your grandmother had probably, and today you start your own heirloom collection.
No, let me ask you this because, you know, we don't do a lot of shows together. This seems to be a very big cameo. Like the size, the scope, and the scope of this is gigantic.
And not only if out there, there's some of our collectors, and you know, we want to hear from you if you want to call. You know that sardonyx shell, this is a sardonyx shell cameo. Sardonyx shell are more expensive, more valuable, more rare to find to carve cameos. So not only the size, I mean 50 millimeters is huge, it's like 2 inches. And in the sardonyx shell, it's really unbelievable price. So I don't even want to talk about prices tonight because the importance of having a collection of cameos designed and inspired by such an incredible movies that it will resonate for generation. I would be proud for, you know, the next 20 years to have been selected.
Well, it's so well done, and to think that somebody has done this by hand for you. Not to mention that beautiful textured rose design frame that showcases the little
because
White Rabbit.
It's all about the White Rabbit, of course, the iconic, but it's about the Victorian feeling, the romantic, nostalgic, and it's so beautiful. You can choose, of course, you have the selection between the rose gold tone or the black finish, which is very beautiful.
In fact,
I
we'll
love
show you
it.
both options side by side. If you can make your choice, then now would be a good time. We're counting backwards.
And look at the two cameos. They look like they're the same, but they're not exactly the same. You will see differences, and that tells you that these pieces are hand carved one by one from the beginning to the end by one artist, one carver, one master carver in Italy. So
that's
if you have, you know, that's what we do in Italy. In Italy, we don't know how to do things, you know, the big way. We just do things one by one, carefully, and in line with the tradition. Imagine that in Torre del Greco, we've been carving cameos for hundreds of years. My family alone has been doing this for 200 years. But the tradition, the technique hasn't changed. We carve today these cameos the same way my grandfather carved cameos, you know, 60, 70 years ago, and my great-grandfather 100 years ago, and my great-great-grandfather 150 years ago. So that's your value right there. If you want to collect something, if you want to own something that it's precious and it's fine jewelry, you want to know everything about the piece. Who carved it, where, how, what family is behind it. And this is exactly what you have today.
And the way you talked about the whole sixth generation thing, what you have done as that sixth generation is you've really modernized some cameos. And this is a case in point.
Exactly.
Right?
I think, you know, my ancestors are like flipping a little bit. Like, what is that? But my father is still like, you know, sometimes when they do things, they're like out of the ordinary. But this is a tribute to a great movie. This is a tribute to Hollywood. This is a tribute to Disney's Alice Through the Looking Glass that you're gonna go and watch this weekend like everybody else. And you're gonna cherish this forever, because remember, every time you buy a cameo, you don't buy it just for yourself. You start your collection for your family, for the next generation. It's an heirloom.
And this is as highly collectible as it gets, with the white rabbit from this incredible movie. So
it couldn't be any more collectible than this.
Literally like 150 people in the world.
Absolutely, in the world. I mean, when I say that legally I cannot make any more, that's what I mean. This is it.
So yours is here. Just choose the rose tone or the hematite.